Hello everyone, for my presentation I will talk about the executive branch of New Zealand government and then explain three aspects involved government operation. These three aspects are taxation and appropriation planning, chains of responsibility, accountability, financial and performance accounting. After that, it conducts a two-sided discussion on the implements of accrual accounting in government, based on the discussion with classmates and the study on research paper. I found that the adoption of accrual accounting plays an important role in the operation of government. Besides the benefits brought by accrual accounting, an issue is identified as whether the adoption of accrual accounting fully achieves the expectation in improving performance management of government. Figuring out the current issue facing the use of accrual accounting may throw light on how could the government improve their performance in the future. For the first part, executive branch of New Zealand government. Executive branch refers to the branch of government that put legislation and programs into effect. It consists of government ministers, government departments, and agencies, which are directly participating in policy and administrating legislation decision making. In New Zealand, the executive is made up the primary minister, cabinet, and the public sector. More specifically, cabinet is mainly responsible for all important government policy decisions and legislative proposals. Government ministers are the ones that being appointed to be responsible for one or more government departments. The public service includes all the people working in government department and agency to serve the public. Taxation and appropriation planning are two critical parts in government management. Without these two, government cannot govern. Taxation is the process whereby charges are imposed on individual or properly by the legislation branch of the federal government and by many state governments to raise funds for public purpose. The revenue of governments is mainly formed from taxation, and funds from tax enable governments to pay for public revenue. In New Zealand, the Inland Revenue departments collect the national taxation, include individual income tax, business income tax, goods and services tax, fringe benefit tax, and exercise duties. According to the Guide to Appropriation, the executive government incurred expenses and capital expenditure as spent public money based on the appropriations authority by Parliament. For the chains of responsibility and accountability, responsibility of executive branch is derived from legislation, constitutional conversion, commercial law, and community rule. New Zealand is a responsible government formed by appointing ministers. They are elected member of parliament and are responsible to parliament. The government stays in power only when they get support from the majority of House and Representatives. If government need to pass a taxation reform appropriation plan, they need to conduct the confidence vote to obtain the support. Accountability is the obligation to take responsibility and account for the action to those who believe and trust the responsibility. With respect to government, accountability is of great significance related to the issue in public sector. For the financial accounting, financial accounting concerns the summary utilization financial transaction information to make informed decision. It involves preparation of financial statement. In addition, performance accounting aims to plan and decision support to assist management. Financial statement in government sector should provide the picture of economic impact of public political decisions. It is due to the fact that cooperation and stakeholders require the information to better understand the economic impact their decisions on financial performance. Financial position is long term. Based on the discussion with accrual accounting is highlighted in new public management, which aims at improving the efficiency, effectiveness, and accountability of public sector management. When it comes to accrual accounting, it means transaction and economic event are recorded and reported at real time when they occur, instead of the cash exchange time. It particularly demonstrates the earned revenue and consumed resources in a more realistic and reliable method, but not just cash movement. Around 2 decades ago, New Zealand started its reform of adoption of accrual accounting, which progressively transferred the whole country's economy to a more open one. Undoubtedly, adoption of accrual accounting have enhanced New Zealand government performance to a large extent in several ways. Initially, accrual accounting plays an important role in presenting a more accurate insight for decision maker with more accountability, unlike the cash-based accounting with only current cash movements. Accrual accounting can provide more realistic and reliable information with the consideration of long-term policies and trends. After 1989, New Zealand budgeting process was under the output basis, which concentrate on producing outputs. Only with accrual accounting it can be guaranteed that all the costs and produce can be properly recorded and reported in the exact time period. Also, comparison between budget to accurate amount can increase accountability, and they are both under accrual basis. Besides the comparison of budget and actually within the government, they will also become comparison of accounting and financial performance between government and enterprise all around the world. Under the same accrual basis, it will be the greatest beneficial to government stakeholders, and they are supplied with the most fair and accurate data on a common base. Taxpayer can have a clear picture of what they should pay for tax. Government investor can use the most reliable data to make long-term decisions. By comparison with the other countries' information, economics can make a sound and profound understanding of world's economy and government financial capacity, which is important for their wise advice and decision. Referring to specific item of accounting report, fixed assets need to be mentioned due to its inevitable influence. Accrual accounting focuses more on the fixed assets management. In recent years, especially for government, they are not owning traditional fixed assets like building, plants, furniture, equipment, and vehicles, but are also some more difficult to define the frequency update ones like road network, bridge maintenance, or assets under special arrangement for this ordinary fixed assets. They need to be traced quite often and update the information for financial purpose with a high frequency in this case. Adoption of accrual accounting can not only record the most realistic and reliable data, but also be a good incentive to fix assets and manage its influence depreciation to a large extent. However, some research paper figures out accrual accounting fails to fully achieve expectation in improving performance management of government. Firstly, it is argued that incentive built on accrual accounting may impose negative impact on government departments and probably the public as a whole. Allocating and using the resources efficiently through output appropriation should contribute to a better government performance. This means the minimum public expenditure should use to maximize the output. However, under accrual budgeting, government puts emphasis on the outputs and the results rather than inputs. Departments are given the autonomy to use their inputs in the best way they could to achieve the expected outputs. Susan stressed that the freedom to dispose of assets may simply translate into freedom to run down capacity. In this sense, accrual accounting may affect the government performance negatively. Secondly, it is obviously that government is not a commercial organization aimed at making profits. Government has the social responsibility to deliver service and guarantee to citizens like old age care and national defense. However, adoption of accrual accounting in government value more of the cost, revenue, budget, and targets in a numeral way, which totally regardless the cost or return that can never be measured in numbers. For example, in government employees emotional contribution, the reflection of social generates some returns or revenue, while it can never be recorded and reported in a proper way in financial reports. In this situation, accrual accounting may be not comprehensive enough to present the most accurate expense in public sector. Also, there are too much comparability between a commercial enterprise and governments, and they are existing for different purpose event. They both use accrual accounting. A company may choose to process a project due to the maximum profit, while government need to put in healthcare system in regardless of the cost and the return. To conclude, the adoption of accrual accounting in public sector has significant influence on improving the efficiency and efficient of appropriation planning. In addition, it is not acknowledged that implement of accrual accounting has increased the accountability of accounting and financial statement. However, accrual accounting basis does have some restraints when it is transferred to public sector, and it may negatively impact government performance and negatives the difference between commercial sectors. That's all my presentation. Thank you.